Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily, Wednesday workout. It's Des here, as ever. Wednesdays are all about trying to find that midweek motivation to get out, get active, get in that all important daily activity. And like most weeks, we've got a challenge. Pretty straightforward one today, but I'll come back to that shortly. I think it relates in really nicely to one or two things, so looking forward to taking part. But first of all, I just want to say well done to those that got out yesterday, took part in the solidarity session. Absolutely fantastic as ever. Managed to get out myself, did quite a few miles. Legs were a bit stiff today, really feeling it. Real tough session, some hills and steps even. So doing those reps have really took it out of me, but as ever, looking forward to getting out there today. Be a bit of a recovery session, but I thought what a great way to sort of lead us on to this week's Wednesday workout, the solidarity session. Do you know, I always talk about the importance of that and how we can come together to do something. Whilst times are difficult, whilst we can't meet in person, what we can do is work together at the same time to get in that activity, to feel like we're part of a team and to feel like we're battling the situation, almost getting through it however we can in the best way possible. So this week's Wednesday workout basically is tied in nicely with Time to Talk Day tomorrow. I mentioned a lot through DOdaily, through the Do Running social media channels, how much focus I like to put on mental health. And whilst it's not everything, of course, encouraging activity and participation is important for many reasons, but mental health really does sort of take on extra significance to what we do here. Basically, for those that have not tuned in so much and don't know why we're formed, you know, or why I do DOdaily in particular, one of the guys who came to the running group, what I initially set up a few years ago, unfortunately took his own life. Do you know, and it's left a bit of a legacy. I've purposely done that. Absolutely amazing guy who really bought into the idea of what I was trying to achieve. Unfortunately, we was just a little bit too late. So it's important to keep remembering him, keep doing things that matter. And with it being Time to Talk Day tomorrow, a campaign that's run every year to try and create change, to get people talking that little bit more, I thought it'd be a great way to tie in this week's activity. So what I'm encouraging, whilst we can still meet one person, you know, is to actually get in touch, reconnect with somebody you might not have been in touch with for a while, been out for a run or a walk or whatever activity you tend to do, somebody you enjoy it with in more normal times, but because of the restrictions they might just have not done it. So I thought it'd be a great way to sort of create that little bit of change, what the campaign's asking for, and just again ask if anybody wants to take part. Also, if you can, I'm not saying this is an absolutely essential part of the challenge, but just touch on the subject, ask them if they're okay. Do you know, mental health is nothing to be scared about, something I'm really trying to emphasise through DOdaily. Whilst we don't go full on all the time, you know, it is a big factor in what we do, and it's really important to me that because of Jamie, the guy I mentioned before, you know, it's important to keep remembering why we do what we do and the importance of staying connected, staying part of a team. After last night's session, it's 2 days of trying to work together, trying to sort of tackle the issue head on, and that's really important, isn't it? The more sort of dedication and commitment we put into what we do, you know, will see us through. And whilst the day is tomorrow, I thought it'd be great to start the conversation today, to start those good habits. Of course, we can do this at any time, but to support that campaign, I'd just like people to reconnect, get out there, use that that opportunity to work with one another. As ever, I will say, please stick within the guidelines, please do what you have to do, you know, please keep socially distant. That's the key thing right now, isn't it? But by doing it, we can really establish some strong links, some strong relationships, you know, and just give people the opportunity. Do you know, I know myself, I don't mind admitting, I know myself, that when you feel disconnected, when you've got no one to talk to, all that you want is somebody to ask you the question. You know, it's not easy to sort of answer initially. Sometimes it takes asking twice, you know. So just bear that in mind when you're talking to people, when you're inviting people to go out and take part in some sort of activity. It's really important. What I'd love to do is share some pictures of you guys out in tandem taking part, you know, tagging in Wednesday workout on all the social media links that will be posted at the end of this video, and it'll just be another great show of solidarity, just to mark the day it is tomorrow, and also remember our Jamie. It's almost 4 years to the day since that happened, and I've been really headstrong in not letting that sort of dilute the impact of what happened, dilute and go away. I'm really keen to keep it at the forefront of everyone's mind. You know, God forbid that happen again, and one of my real aims is to absolutely make sure it doesn't. It's so important to me that we remember him and what happened and the way he was trying to deal with it as much as anything. You know, like I said, touched on there at the start, he really bought into what we was doing through Do Running at the time, but unfortunately it was that little bit too late. Let's not leave it too late again. Let's give it a real go. Use this Wednesday workout. It's as straightforward as getting out there and doing whatever activity you like, but just inviting somebody to be part of it, showing, again I'll reiterate, showing solidarity in tackling the issue head on. I'd love to support it the best way we can, and at the moment this is the only way. You know, we've done lots of things around mental health and touched on the subject a lot through DOdaily, but right now I think this will be a great way to support. So if you can get out there, guys, get active, use it as midweek motivation, use it as an opportunity to meet up with those you've not seen for a while, use it as a catch up, use it to get deep into conversation, whichever way it works for you. That would be absolutely fantastic. I've arranged to meet a friend as part of his run, so I'm looking forward to that. You know, when I'll do a couple of miles, I might even ask some of those serious questions myself. I appreciate that part of it's not easy. That's not an absolute essential thing to do, but if you can, it's nothing to be scared about. It's nothing to be worried about. You know, I'm always talking about getting out of my comfort zone, tackling the issues in hand, you know, and this is just going to be another example of that. Of course, tomorrow's Thursday Thoughts. Currently working on something around the same subject again. I'd love your questions, particularly around mental health this week. Trying to sort of, whilst you can ask me absolutely anything, I'm trying to create little themes around each day. Potentially got somebody coming on to speak as well, which I'm really looking forward to. Somebody I know is doing so much for the fight against mental health and doing so much great work on men's mental health. So if that comes off, I'll be really pleased. And I know the guy I'm hoping to get on is really honest, really open about his personal struggles and what he's doing and why he's so driven to do it. So that'll be a great addition to Thursday Thoughts. If you can ask me some questions, I can try and be as honest and relatable as I can. You know, I'll answer those. I'm not scared to say how it was, and it did get pretty bleak at certain times, you know, and this is why I do what I do, is just to sort of show you guys that, you know, everybody suffers, you know, wherever we are in our own personal journeys. You know, it's something we all have to deal with, so it's definitely nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that we need to get used to dealing with, you know, and the more we deal with it, the better we'll become at making ourselves feel better about the whole thing as it is, you know. So it's important to keep going. Like I say, please post those questions in any of the comments in any of the social media comments or video comments. You know, I'd love to answer those. Of course, last week I asked the throwback question, what will you miss from lockdown? It was asked to me, and I always like to pick one of the questions out. So it's your chance to be involved, guys. If you can answer that, if you can ask me a question, you know, I'll put your name up against it if you're willing. If you're not willing, if you're rather ask something and be anonymous, that's absolutely fine too. You know, it's just an opportunity to be involved in the Thursday Thoughts episode, a chance where we can look at different issues, approach them, tackle them however we can, you know, and really get to the crux of the issue. All it's about is making people feel that little bit better after, you know, whether you want a little bit of information about injuries, about coronavirus, whether you want to know what my favourite colour is, you know, it absolutely doesn't matter. If you take something from it afterwards, that's absolutely brilliant. Even if it just puts a smile on your face and you think, now I know, that's fine too. It's just an open, like I say it all the time, honest and relatable space for people to have a look in, get that little bit of information. I'm not going to blind you with the science or the technology of it all or the technical side of things. You know, I'm not that articulate. I'll keep working at that side though. I'll keep giving it a go. You know, really looking forward to making the most of this Wednesday workout challenge. I'll be posting across my social media, making it quite clear that I'm not scared to talk about it. I'm not scared to do things to get involved, because I, for one, am really proud of what we've done since the passing of our Jamie, you know, and this is just another way we can sort of look at that and take things forward, offering people encouragement and support. It's definitely needed right now, isn't it? More than ever, and it's definitely the time to do something like this. So if you can get involved, guys, if you can support in your own little way, that would be absolutely fantastic. We'll share those pictures of you in tandem, like I say. You know, we'll hopefully motivate and inspire others, first and foremost, to get involved, and then if they feel comfortable, to get further involved by talking and supporting and encouraging others. That's all we're about. Like I say, it's a little bit of midweek motivation to get out there. Let's get out, let's get active. Whatever you choose to do it with a friend. If you can't do it with a friend, if that's absolutely not possible, just get out there, post up what you're doing, you know, make the most of it, enjoy it, feel like you've made a contribution, because that's all it is. We're all trying to make our own small contribution one way or another, and believe me, it's important. Somebody somewhere will take something from it, from whatever you're doing. If you're doing something positive, it's always going to rub off on someone else. Do you know, always say one positive leads on to another. So until Thursday Thoughts, please keep asking those questions, get out there, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll give it a real go. Do you know, until tomorrow, guys, just doing it.